It's okay to be hungry. That's not what we've been conditioned to believe in our society. We've been conditioned to think that as soon as we feel the urge, we must satisfy it immediately. As soon as we're hungry, we should immediately stuff our face. And in fact, it's best to avoid hunger completely by eating constantly. And surprise, surprise, we have a whole lot of people that are overweight. It's not okay to be starving, but it is okay to be hungry. The reason I'm creating this video, and this is my first ever fitness video, is because when you struggle with something and you find something that works, it's only natural that you want to share that. When is the first time you have something to eat, and when is the last time you have something to eat in the typical day? So let's say starting at 7 a.m. you have something to eat, and even a drink of orange juice counts as starting this eating window. So let's say that starts at 7 and that ends at 10 p.m. with a couple cookies or maybe a piece of chocolate cake. Well, from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., that would be a 15-hour eating window, and a 9-hour, involving when you're sleeping, a 9-hour non-eating window. Intermittent fasting involves being aware of these windows, and at least when you're doing it on a daily basis, which is the most common method, reducing that eating window. The most common method is referred to as a 16-8. 16 hours of not eating and 8 hours of eating. What I do is a little bit more than 16 hours of not eating, more like 17, 18. The first time I eat is 11 a.m., and the last time I eat is around 5 or 6 p.m. Now let's suppose instead of reducing your eating window, you simply reduced calories. So let's say if you have breakfast at 7 a.m., you still do that, but you eat half the breakfast that you used to. At 10 p.m., you still have that cookies and chocolate cake, but you eat half of it that you were before. Now the bottom line is, do what works. If reducing calories works and gets you to where your goals are, then great. But typically, intermittent fasting is going to take you beyond this reducing calories, because there are health benefits in having that longer window where you're not eating. Those benefits include your body producing less insulin, and there's health benefits associated with that, and your body producing more human growth hormone, and there's benefits associated with that. Benefits include increased strength, increased mental clarity, mental sharpness, and greater weight loss. The most common challenge with intermittent fasting is being hungry. You're going to be hungry as you wait longer before you have that first bite to eat. So how do you deal with that? Well, a really big thing is water. When you get hungry, drink water. That's going to help a lot. Also, keep your goal in mind. Why are you doing this? To lose a certain amount of weight, maybe a couple of inches around your belly, to feel better. What's your goal? And keep that goal in mind constantly. And that's going to help you get past that hunger. And then when you actually do eat, guess what? The food's going to taste better. Food tastes better when you're hungry rather than when you're stuffing your face all the time. If you're one of the many people addicted to coffee, most people say that black coffee doesn't start your eating cycle, so that you can get away with. When you taste something sweet, even if it's diet soda, that's going to raise your insulin. So you can get away with black coffee. A lot of people on intermittent fasting do drink black coffee. For me, I just have water, but if you have that addiction, then that's how you'll be able to deal with it. If you get on the scale all the time, every day, be aware that weight fluctuates. So if you find that 3 days after you start intermittent fasting that you're actually a little bit heavier than you were when you started, don't think that this is making you gain weight. You're not going to see that reduction in weight as a straight line. It's going to be more like this, but you're going to look for that general trend going down. See how you are after a week, and typically in a few days you will see those gains, but just be aware that weight fluctuates, and don't think, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 3 days and it's been so hard, and I get on the scale and I don't see anything. Now I'm going to give it up. You've got to give it time. Some people say they have headaches during intermittent fasting. Generally, that goes away after the first week, so give that some time. For me, I didn't experience any of that, but if that happens to you, just be aware. Typically, after a week, that subsides, and the people no longer have headaches after that period of time. If you have diabetes or any other medical condition where having a longer period of not eating can be an issue, then obviously consult with your doctor before starting anything like this. If you're pregnant or you're skinny, then you probably shouldn't be doing this either, well, especially if you're pregnant. So just use common sense. You don't have to do intermittent fasting every single day. I don't. I do it 6 times a week. I don't do it on Saturdays. I also don't do it when I'm on vacation, and I don't do it when I'm on holidays. Also, occasionally you can pig out during that eating window. But if you do that a lot, you're not going to see the gains you want to see. So there is some flexibility with intermittent fasting. It's not going to put any limits on what you eat. It's not going to say you can't eat certain foods or not keep eating what you're currently eating. It's just that shorter eating period, and logically that does lead to eating less of that food, and as a result has reduced calories. But I've been doing this for a month. I haven't done it every single day. There are some periods where I kept the eating window, but man, I pigged out pretty good. So you can occasionally do those things, but just keep in mind, the more consistent you are with it, then the more you're going to meet those goals that you're after. When I got out of high school, I was skinny as a rail. I went to the gym and got some advice from a coach there. She said, you can easily put on 20 pounds. So how many times a day do you eat? And I'm like, well, 3, breakfast, lunch, dinner. She said, okay, you're going to have 5 meals a day. And basically, you're going to eat like crazy and you're going to work out like crazy. And so that's what I did. And the weight came on. Now, thinking about back to what she's saying, so if you want to gain weight, have more meals and extend that eating window. So does it make sense that if you want to lose weight, that you reduce that eating window and you reduce that number of meals? Now, fast forward 30 years, and I find myself in the typical situation of middle-aged men where I'm looking in the mirror, I'm getting sick of seeing the big belly, sick of seeing the love handles, and tired of how when you have a bigger stomach, that takes the emphasis off your chest and arms. That becomes the focal point of your body. And I kind of dealt with this for years, but because I'm thinking, well, as soon as I start working out again, then I'll just lose it. So for whatever reason, this year was the year where I got a gym membership, started working out 4 days a week, and after a month, I lost a total of 0 pounds. So after not working out and working out 4 days a week, you would think, okay, well, now you're burning more calories. Now that weight's going to come off. Well, it didn't do anything for me. But then after this intermittent fasting and not being perfect with it every single day, like I said before, after doing this for a month, I have lost 9 pounds. I have gone from 213 pounds to 204 pounds. My belly has gone from 42 inches to 40 inches. When I do my weight training, I haven't lost strength in any of the exercises, and there's a few exercises where I've actually increased strength. I'm also part of this luminosity.com a member that has like these mental games every day to test cognitive ability, and my scores doing that are higher than ever. I'm now in the 86th percentile. So a lot of common gains, a lot of common benefits that I've heard with intermittent fasting, benefits of increased strength, mental clarity, mental sharpness, is along with losing weight. I have realized all of those. So far, so good. I still have some work to do on my belly, so I'm not done yet, but I don't plan on stopping this when I reach a certain number. For me, this is the new normal, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'll maybe send another video update in the next month, but so far the results have been fantastic. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Cisco, do we have to leave all our good friends now?
Only until next time, Pancho. Adios, amigos.